Welcome back to Yankees-Steiner Memories of the Game. I'm Michelle Beadle, and when you think of great Yankees first basemen, the names Gehrig, Skowron, Mattingly, Martinez, they all come to mind. One first baseman who might not have received the same notoriety as these players, but had many memorable moments as a Yankee, was Chris Chambliss. Over 17 seasons in the majors, Chambliss spent 6 years in pinstripes. The 1971 American League Rookie of the Year with the Cleveland Indians sat down with Brandon Steiner to discuss his career as a Bronx Bomber.
When I came to the Yankees, Shea Stadium, the Yankee Stadium was being refurbished, so I spent the 74-75 season at Shea Stadium. And I think we worked out in I think we used the Jets locker room or something.
Oh yeah, exactly what you used.
Yeah,
not a comfortable locker
No,
room.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But then those 2 years, and then to go into Yankee Stadium when it was fixed up again was like magic. I think our knees were shaking when we went on the field and everything. It was really exciting to have that '76 season, and for everything that happened in '76 was obviously the highlight of my career. My best numbers, winning, getting us into the World Series. We didn't do too good in the World Series.
Let's talk about that home run. I mean, were you thinking home run?
I always say that, especially most of my home runs were when I wasn't thinking home run, and I was more successful that way. I wasn't a home run hitter, but I think I was just trying to make contact. I knew what the game was on the line, and I can't say that I think I better hit a home run right here, but I think I just wanted to get a good pitch. And I
highlight of your career?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The whole season for '76 for me, my best numbers. I drove in 96 runs, and I almost hit 300, hit 293. Had a nice season. It was my best year statistically. So that home run just put everything together.
Well, why do you think? I mean, what is it that makes such a great year happen? How do you?
Well, a lot of things. Obviously teammates. When you have guys like Rivers and Munson and Roy White hitting ahead of you, those guys are always on base. All those guys hit 300, and so they were always on base. Opportunities were there, and I was able to put the bat on the ball and get a lot of RBIs that year.
Let's talk about teammates. Tell me a little bit about Thurman Munson, and what's your fondest memory?
Fondest memory of Thurman is just basically just the way he played the game and the way he led our club. He didn't do it by, like a cheerleader or anything like that. Thurman, you followed him by the way he played the game, and he was just fun to watch because he could do so many different things. As you know, he was a great catcher, but he was also a great base runner. He had speed, could hit the ball all over the field.
Go back to '77, '78. How? What was so special about that season? Would you say there were was there a deciding moment that really gave you guys the confidence to say, wow, we got it, or a player, catalyst?
Well, the chemistry of that club started, way back when. Obviously, I don't know when, even back getting Piniella and the Nettles trade, my trade.
What a team!
What a team!
The
team was really the team was really put together, and when we started winning really big in '76, and that year we just had every single tool to win. We had speed, we had power. Nettles hit all the home runs for us those years, and then when you add Reggie and Bucky to that lineup for the '77, '78 years. We just had a complete ball club.
Fenway Park, playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky then gets up. I mean, how were you feeling during that game? Did you ever at any point in that game think that maybe you were cooked and maybe you were done?
Oh, no way. I mean, that's one of those games where you know that if you lose, you're going home. So, but remember that whenever we play Boston, whenever we play Kansas City in those years, there was always a pressure-packed situation.
No question.
And of course, this was as pressure as you can get because every play you make, if you made an error or something, you're going to go home.
And we're going to remember it 20 years later.
That's right. So it was one of those games where you have to just watch yourself. You got to divorce yourself from everybody watching and play your game. And in that way, it was fun. It was a fun game to play, and I had a ringside seat when Bucky hit the home run because I was at second base. So I saw the pitch come in and saw him swing. And
That's right, you were on second base.
Yeah.
You know, we have that picture all the time, signed by Bucky. Now we know
I hit a
you're the
single.
guy in the middle of the picture.
I hit a single, and I think Roy got on. I can't remember how, but Roy White was on first.
I mean, what a team!
And
Roy's another one. I mean, you have a lot of coaches on that team. You know, Sweet Lou,
Yes.
Roy White, a hitting instructor in his own right, yourself.
very many of the players stayed in the game. Fred Stanley became and he still is. He's still working in the game, and Nettles ended up coaching.
Nettles coaching.
You know, a lot of us.
Guidry.
Guidry's doing well now. Yeah.
What a team!
What a team. Good group of guys, and we had a lot of fun. And you asked me, you know, the difference between, you know, us and them. And I've been around the guys today. They don't have it near as much fun as we used to have. I mean, we used to really have a ball. We could have a stretching session that was hilarious.
Good interview. Good. Did you find he was a good guy?
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah?
I mean, you know, you don't realize how, and also so humble. He always seemed to go about his business so quietly. You know, obviously the '76 year, he was so proud of the success he had in that year. You know, and talking about that year, obviously, you have a photo here of that famous home run. I still feel, and a lot of people say that Yankee Stadium has never shook like it shook that night after he hit that home run. I've been there for a lot of game winning and some crazy home runs, Jeter and his home run in 2001, everything else, and the stadium was shaking, by the way.
Right.
But they talk about that home run, and it was insane. And so we have that really nice, crisp black and white shot, and Chris signed that for us. And also we have a ball signed by Chris where he wrote game-winning home run, '76. That's really kind of
Is that
cool.
a big deal to have an inscription on the autograph? Is that?
I like him. I mean, I definitely think there's a lot of baseball players out there that probably don't like me because of the fact that I brought the inscription.
Are you
into
telling them
play.
to do it? Like,
Well, we kind of got it started about 8 years ago, where we kind of had this whole line of product that we want to put in almost like an accent onto the, not only sign the photograph but explain what happened in there.
okay.
So it's kind of and we Mr. November, and there's just so many different great moments that happen, and it's nice when they write what had happened, MVP, Rookie of the Year, that sort of thing.
Wow.
Here's a kind of cool photo here. We took actually this sign right out of Yankee Stadium, and we were able to duplicate that. And we had a couple players sign that. Joe Torre's on there. Also Chris Chambliss as well, Ron Guidry. So it's kind of cool. And we have a whole line of these on SteinerSports.com. We've replicated this sign, one of my favorite signs at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And have all different Yankees signing it, or you could just be able to get that without a signature on there.
People would dig that one, like a sports room. Have that. Knock it on
the
your way to
ultimate
work.
Yankee fan. I mean, you gotta have that on your way in. Kind of kits there, for
gonna
every
be a good
Yankee
day.
game. Yeah.
I like it.